State of the server.
Jack Biz, good to see ya.
All right. Well, welcome, guys. This is gonna be I think it's our fourth state of the server meeting. In this particular one, we're gonna be going over mainly server direction and our current decision-making process in relation to the changes we've been making over the past few weeks. That includes either, and it's been suggested a lot by now, Banshee reworks, camouflage removals. We're adding new gear, so we're going to go over that too. Overall, it's going to be not as long as previous State of the Server meetings, so I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to listening to your feedback. So first of all, and I'm going to pull Johnny upstage. If you could jump in, Johnny, please.
Oh, am I here? I don't know. How do I say this? Dismiss? Do I accept it?
Okay, well.
How do I do this?
Guess Johnny's not around.
I'm here. How do I do this?
We're gonna launch
Become a speaker. Oh, hey there.
Okay.
I've never done this before. Hello, everybody.
Okay.
I had to click a button I didn't know about.
Okay. Johnny, if you could explain to the pips your Pulse Google form.
Yeah. So everybody, very cool. Thanks so much for being here, everybody. The best thing about the server, I think, is you guys. So I'm really glad for the state of the server. Population awesome. That's you, and we want to keep it that way. Well, we have a really cool thing here. So part of what I do for my day job is it's a user experience, and so we're bringing one of our cool tools from user experience. It's called a Net Promoter Score, or an NPS. So it's a form that you guys can fill out at any time. You guys have probably been to the store. You get a receipt, and it's like, hey, tell us how we're doing. We give us a scale of 1 to 10. So we're actually going to have a form that you can look at, and there's a Google form. We're trying to keep it easy. There's some places we can pay money for, but we're not dealing with that. Google form, it's going to ask you to rate your latest gameplay experience from 1 to 10. With 1 being poor and 10 being excellent. And then it also asks, so that's the one required question. So you can just go in, boop, put a number in there to help us it's a thermometer. We call it a player pulse. And then there's 2 other questions on there. What's one thing you enjoyed and what's one thing you didn't enjoy? So, or it's a short answer. You can answer however long you want in those. So really excited for that. You can we'll put the link in when we can during resets.
It's already on stage for now.
Perfect.
We'll find out somewhere to place it. But for now, it will be on stage.
Cool. So it'll be right there. Yep.
Okay. Thank you, Johnny. I'm gonna move you to audience
All right.
now.
Thank you very much.
All right. So first topic, it's gonna be server direction. So I'm gonna pull up Ryan real quick so he can get the ability to talk. So server direction. Some of you may be curious about what direction we're trying to take on the current changelogs. So we're trying to keep this as mailsim, but at the same time as user-friendly as it's possible for us. Ryan calls it mailsim light, so I think that's an accurate description. We've been trying to make changes that actually make sense for the player base and for the gameplay overall. In our eyes, in the way we see the server playing out, this has been playing out real good. I'm gonna have a small brief period of questions after this statement, so you can tell us a bit of how you're feeling with it. But yeah, pretty much we're trying to keep the server as realistic, but at the same time as playable for people as we can, because it's important to remember that we're not a unit. We're still a public community. Everyone can just join the Discord server, get the password, and get in. No training, no basic courses, no nothing. Pretty much the only roles that are whitelisted or perm-related are the pilots and the crew armor members. So yeah, we try to keep this as public as we can. So as long as we can keep the realism in some kind of way with the public playability, that's our main focus for the server direction. So I don't know if you have anything to say in regards to that, Ryan.
No, I did not. I didn't know you were going to pull me.
Okay. You want me to move you to the audience?
I mean, I guess I can just say I don't hate you guys, but just trying to make the server more immersive, that's really the key. And I know you'll probably say that, removing Marpat, Woodland, or removing M81 isn't immersive because they're real camos. Or, you call us a NATO coalition force, and so therefore we should have access to British uniforms, etc. It's all like those are nice things, and I'm in the process of adding things so you can have more identity as a player. But that's going to come with increased mod pack size and things like that. So as long as that isn't a deal breaker, I'm trying to improve the experience. And I also did add M81, so rejoice if you like that shit. But I'm not trying to just remove things to spite anybody. It's all about immersion and believable, like just realism, and we're we are still loosely based on a U.S. Army Rangers unit. We're not like special forces, but we're not absolute basic bitches. So that's where it's coming from. And that M81 from VSM did look disgusting. If you like it, then you're wrong. Move me.
Well, there's that. I'm gonna open a small brief lapse of questions if anyone has one in regards to server direction. Okay.
Hey, so I have a question. So, what's the point of having Banshee if we have things like CCPs?
That's gonna be on a different topic. Only in regards to server direction. If it doesn't work this way, I'm just gonna move questions to the end of the state of the server.
Hey, Trouble here. Question on the AI. We saw some nice AI improvements with Alive. Is that in any form planned on coming back anytime soon?
Trouble. At the moment, not really, as far as I'm concerned. It is not something completely out of the table. However, it is not something that we're going to work on currently. As it has been stated previously by the actual developers, I'm not a developer, I'm just in touch with them. Most of the things that we do are based on our actual capabilities to deal with the issues. So Alive is not gonna be worked on at the moment. We're trying to make Liberation better. If you've ever played Liberation, the actual Liberation game mode, it's pretty bad itself. We've made adjustments, we've made changes. We're trying to balance as best as we can the actual thing. So for now, it'll only be Liberation fixes. As I said, we're just trying to make a better experience for everyone, and Alive is not gonna be implemented, at least for now. JP.
Okay, so I don't know if this is in the proper order of it, but we're noticing an issue with the server, and I know it's not just me that's happening, but all the fast movers and the hinds and the choppers, they're silent.
Hmm.
Like we
That's-
don't hear them until they drop bombs. That's basically it.
That's it.
Well, I do have another question, but it's more about. I mean, as far as the state of the server goes with the clothing options and shit like that, I think you should do exactly what you've been doing. Keep it unit coordinated, But with the weapons, I mean, you call one weapon OP, but then another one, which is way more OP, like a javelin, could kill a thermite in any day of the week. That's an OP weapon, but we still have those available to us. I don't understand the gauge of OP. Is there any way we could maybe get a voting system up on what you guys are and are not going to pull it in and out of the server, or is that just totally up to you?
Okay. So JP, that is actually for now totally up to us, and that goes in regards to balancing. So if we feel like, as I said, we've been giving efforts to actually balancing this game mode. For those ones who were playing since the early days, will know that it used to be even worse. Air spam and armor spam were horrible. So I believe that the changes we've made so far are like small steps into the balancing. Still, as I mentioned before, this is a public server. Pretty much the development work is voluntary. There is just so much that we can do to balance things, given the limited span of time. So, I mean, in regards to what your other point of, telling you what's your opinion on the changes we're making, directly, no. if we ever feel like something's not balanced or something's not playing out properly, or at least the way we imagine it to work, then it's more likely just getting out. That's just the way it's been working out, and I don't feel like we have planned another way of dealing with that. Tetris?
Thank you. Quickly, I just want to apologize on behalf of the devs. We promised a lot from Alive, and it didn't work out. That fucking sucks. I'm sorry. It's not going to happen again. We are not currently actively working on Alive, but we are still looking into it as something for the future. We promise you that if we release Alive again, we will show you it, but it won't be released until it's actually ready, until it's actually a product that we want to share with you, not this dev testing stuff that we had before where we promised a lot and then we couldn't follow through. I know a lot of people got pissed off with that, and I'm sorry. Again, none of us are paid. We all do it for free. Shit happens. I'm sorry. Second thing, much quicker. More civs, please. 6-6 when? Question mark. And finally, could we add a after-action report system for major events, things like friendly fires and crashing of expensive vehicles? Something that guides a player to not do it again and have memory of doing it. Also shows other players how to avoid similar situations. For example, I flew into an AO without checking if there was AA there. I shouldn't do that again. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, so real quick, 6-6 test is it's a topic I'm going to talk about later. And the after action report, well, even devs can make suggestions. I mean, if any of you has any suggestions in relation to something that you believe should be added to the game mode, feel free to drop a suggestion. We just recently added a new suggestions bot, so it's way cleaner and way better to actually check those. So if you feel like you want to suggest something that will be beneficial for the server, just feel free to go ahead and do it. Bobby. And that's the last question for this topic.
Hey, how's it going? I just want to get Tetless, great idea on the AAR, the after action report. Actually, that's actually a pretty sick idea. Shout out to everybody I've played with. What I really honestly just wanted to point out, like, I'm sure we've all noticed the fact that AI are shooting through brush. I don't know if that's something that I don't, I don't know much about developing. I don't know much about AI.
I'm sorry,
But I
you,
know
you
that-
said you said bushes?
The brush, the sorry, like bushes,
yeah.
trees and whatnot,
Mhm.
where we would see gunfire flying through. They're completely behind cover. It's cover. It's not. Sorry, it's concealment rather. They're behind concealment and they're shooting at us through concealment. We can't see them. They for sure, as a player, would not be able to see us. I know that's a big issue. I don't know if that's something that's been pointed out prior to. It's quite annoying here and there. Yeah, like I know there's like view distances and whatnot. I don't know if that's a big thing happening there. And I wanted to know if there was any decision on whether or not maps would be changing, or if this is kind of like we're cycling maps and figuring out what's a really good one or what's something that's fresh and runs well with as far as frame rate goes, as far as lag time goes and whatnot. But I mean, that's pretty much. I had mainly it was just comments. I had to come through and see what you guys thought about, or if you guys had any idea about these things and whatnot. Yeah, again, shout out to everybody I've played with. You guys are all awesome. Love you all.
Oh,
Hello, I have entered the room.
hi.
So on the topic of AI shooting through bushes, there's not much we can do about it. The most likely problem is that it is the map itself, and the bushes and shrubs have not been properly meshed, or however you want to say it, with the AI. And so they see through them, they see through buildings. I've seen this issue on another map too, like Mogadishu. AI can just see through every object, doesn't matter. On the topic of switching maps, we have run through like 3 or 4 maps at this time. We don't go back onto a map. We run a map through fully as a campaign to completion, unless it fucks up like Lithium did. Rest in peace, Lithium. So the next map, we're currently looking at maps, and we're looking at the faction vote. If you haven't voted already, on our next faction, please do it. I'll just link it again in the stage. Oh, did that go to the results? I don't know. But vote for the next faction. Maybe I'll put up a vote for the next map, but we're just looking at a bunch of maps. And whatever faction wins this is going to be the next faction solely. We're not going to mix factions unless I get actual pitchforks at my door. We're going to keep it direct. Was there another thing, Muscle?
Not really. That's pretty much it.
Okay, that was all I said. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so question answered. I'm sorry to the guy who is asking a question. I'm gonna move to the next topic. If you have questions and you feel like answering them, I'm gonna have a space at the end of the stage of the server. So feel free to ask those questions at the end because I have to move on with the next topic. Okay, we've already talked about this, but decision-making process. At the moment, pretty much the people taking decisions are me, Ryan, and a couple of members of the admin team. So we're trying to take we're trying to move in a direction where this is realistic, but it's also enjoyable at the same time. So we may be wrong in some decisions because we're human beings and we make mistakes. However, if you ever don't feel like a decision we make is correct or it's negatively affecting gameplay, as I mentioned before, feel free to make a suggestion or point something out on the suggestions channel. We read those constantly. We take and make improvements from the suggestions you make. So if you ever feel like we don't look at those, you're totally wrong. Even Karma himself checks the suggestions. So feel free to use that channel. Okay. To the next topic. Banshee. We've heard the suggestions. We've gone through pretty much all the feedback you guys been giving. We've watched people play Banshee differently and made like a different model based on that. So probably next week, Banshee will be reworked into a different sort of unit. It's gonna be play more like it actually does in real life with the PJs. So if someone here knows or has an idea of how those work, it's gonna be pretty similar. Now Banshee is gonna be also a ground-based unit. It's no longer gonna have pilot and co-pilot slot. It's all just gonna be either medics, team leaders, or riflemen. So now Banshee has more combat effectiveness, but at the same time, it's able to fulfill the role that we thought about when we created it. So, quick recap. Banshee is gonna change, and it's now gonna be ground and air-based. It's probably gonna be 5 members instead of 4. Wait for the actual release of that. It's probably gonna come on Sunday, I hope, and we're probably gonna implement it on Monday, so we can actually see if everything we're doing is gonna work properly. Okay, so on to the next topic, and this is something that we really weren't expecting to do. Jack, if you keep spamming the raise hand button, I'm gonna block you from the stage meeting. Again, this is not something that I ever thought I will be talking to you or even re-adding to the server, but we're making an effort to re-add marksman rifles and a single high-power sniper rifle, which is the M107. At the moment, we're thinking of a way of handling this in an efficient manner. It's probably going to work out the same way that the launcher crates work. Expect details from that. Again, questions can be asked at the end of the meeting. But yeah, marksman rifles and that particular sniper rifle are gonna make a return into Liberation. If we ever catch someone abusing the system or, not acting as intended, they're gonna go away, and this time is gonna be forever. So we're looking forward to adding that. It's gonna be complicated, and we'll have a lot of work to do in regards to that. So please remain patient. It's gonna be added soon, TM. We don't really have a timeline for that one, but yeah, marksman rifles are coming back. Next topic: cosmetical gear, vests, helmets, and a bunch of other stuff. Ryan, if you could help me out here. We're trying to add more. I'm sorry. We're trying to add more stuff for you, but there's a topic of mod pack size and some other things that we'll like to consider first. So Ryan, if you could please.
Yes. So currently, the new mod pack that I'm working on includes USP gear and uniforms all in one with USP extended, and I've obviously whitelisted the gear that we want to use, so you don't have to look through a list of an actual 1,000 uniforms. Adding stuff like the AAC or the ACCP mod with the medical pack, so you have like a medical backpack that has a medical symbol on it and stuff like that, which also adds a search and rescue version of the pilot helmet with a medical symbol. Just little things like that. We're also, this is I'm still working on it if I want to commit to it, but if you're familiar with the I think his name's Massey that made the mods, the soft light mass mods. So basically this, and from what I'm taking from this, is uniform vests and helmets with nation patches on them. So for example, there will be a plate carrier that has, let me go through the list, a Australian patch, German patch, Belgian patch, Canadian patch, Spanish patch, France patch, Israel patch, Italian patch, Danish patch, Netherlands patch, Polish patch, and a UK patch, US patch, of course, on the helmet and the vest. So these will be options for you to, customize yourself. However, with all of these additions, the basic mod pack will be 45 gigabytes. If you heard that just now and you think, what the fuck, Ryan, please type something in the stage chat. If you think 45 gigabytes is too much to have increased customization, tell me now. Personally, I think this is totally okay because it's not bad, really. It adds more uniform options, better uniform options, all this stuff. And I'm also adding the Under Siege patches and insignias mods, so you can have access to nation patches from basically every fucking country on the planet. And there's a dick butt patch in there too if you really like being an asshole. And guess what? Karma said he doesn't care. So
It
VSM
really
will
do
stay.
feel like that.
The current uniforms will stay. This is all additions. And what else am I adding? Under Siege. A few retextures for some TFAR backpacks so they match a little better. We're adding military gear pack for the vests mainly, and adding increased access to ILBE backpacks. And just since I'm on the topic of mods, I'm going to add the 9-liners and notepad mod as an optional mod, as well as enhanced map ace version as an optional mod. And just on the topic of items, we're adding in the Vortex Razor Gen 2 into the arsenal, and I'm honestly thinking about adding some other scopes, but you'll just have to wait and see. Yeah, that's what we're adding in terms of mods, and that'll come very soon. I'm going to release the mod pack before taking the server down and applying the mods, so everybody can, download the mods beforehand. It won't be that much, to be totally honest. And I'll just make an announcement when that's ready to release. And that's what I got for mods.
All right, thank you. There's 3 people asking for a question. I'm gonna hold on those. Next topic, very important topic: different era liberation. We want to run some. I mean, probably we've been thinking about it. We want to run some World War II / Vietnam liberation, if possible. It's still a concept. We're still thinking on about it. We're checking mods. We're watching some stuff. It's really complicated because, World War II and Vietnam mods are hit or miss, and I think Ryan's going through World War II mods. I know a few and I've seen a few, so we're working on that. So probably expect some announcement in the near future to have a different era liberation, but it's only going to be
So how about
for
this?
actual.
How does everybody feel about World War II liberation on a big map? Yay or nay? Tell me now. Stage chat. World War II liberation with the good shit. I mean, I'm fucking hyped for it. Like, who wants to see a dogfight above them while they're fucking fighting a, King Tiger and type shit like that? Like, and radio men being the only guys with radios. I mean, okay. At least there's interest. Okay, that's all I need.
Yeah. All right, so it's coming. If we ever did more than one different era liberation, they will only be actual, armed conflicts, not anything like Halos or Wars or 40K, which some have mentioned. It's possible, but we're really not gonna do it. We have a separate thing prepared for that. So on that note, SUSUPs. It's been asked a lot of times. We all actually have interested in doing those. I have one of my guys of the admin team working on our first SUS mission, like actual SUS mission, because if you've been around for a bit, we have a squad ops member who actually makes missions for a limited set of people. So now they're gonna be public. It's gonna be once every time we're able to do it. So it's gonna be more likely any topic. There's gonna be sci-fi. There's gonna be zombies. I guess we can do. Doing SUSUPs is a whole different story because it's pretty much unlimited in regards to the actual content we can take advantage of. So wait for that. It's gonna be good. We're really working hard on giving you guys breaks from liberation because it can be stressful and tiring at some point. So it's gonna be soon. It's gonna be real soon. So just wait for that. And to finish and go over to quick Q&A. 6.6 test, which I know some of the people here are interested on. It's soon TM. I've been working hard on that. It's been a complicated process. I hope that it's somewhat ready for the end of July. I still have to run some other tests, and there still needs to be a command SOP before the actual command test goes live. So I appreciate the interest. Leadership in the public server means a lot to the peeps, the pops. So yeah, just wait for that. It's gonna be ready. It just takes time as everything. So to pretty much wrap this whole meeting up, we're gonna have a Q&A. So if you have any questions in regards to the topics we've discussed, or if I missed something and you would like to know, please raise your hand. There's a small button on your screen, but it's just a hand raised up. So if you click that, it's gonna give me a prompt that you want to speak. I have to answer my door, Ryan. Can you take care real quick, please? Alright, oh my god.
Hello.
You know how to bring them up, right?
Get figured out. I see it.
Yep.
All right. Say you're coming on. Invited you. Mr. Say. SCI. Accepted the invite. Do you know where it is? Okay, Say we can come back to you later. Jack J.
Yo,
Howdy.
super cool question. It was more based on the Banshee stuff. I was just playing it today, so kind of just on the whole Banshee world. As Moose School was going over it, he kind of quoted PJs, but kind of didn't go into much detail. I don't know if there is much detail about it, but is there anything you can expand off that? Because I heard ground elements and air, but I'm just curious.
If somebody can tell me exactly what PJ stands for in the stage chat, that would help. But thank you, Jack, for the question for clarification on that. How the fuck do I? Nice. Cannot figure out how to move him to the audience.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, there we go. All right.
All right. Real quick, before moving on to the next question, if there's anyone interested in supporting the web theme and the server itself and has knowledge in SQF and Armory development in general, feel free to either send me or Ryan, I'm gonna say, DM. We'll check you out. We're kind of looking for more people that actually know what they're doing. It's all voluntary, so it's up to you to participate or not. So we'll really appreciate if there were some people that could jump into that team. JP?
All right, my real question really just fell back to the issue we've been having on the fast movers and the Hinds. Is there anything you guys can do about that? It was more for Ryan. I think he could probably answer, but I don't know. Musical, you might be able to answer too.
You mean like the air spam?
Okay, so
Hey,
like,
what's the question exactly?
Yeah.
So as of right now, and I know this is happening to multiple people, when a fast mover or a hind flies into the area, they are completely silent, and we do not hear them until a bomb drops on our head.
Interesting. I have
And it's
not
happened
experienced this
many,
same
many times.
phenomenon. Are you? So, question: are you sure it is a hind?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Are you sure it is a hind and not
earlier today?
a Ka-52 or
Yeah.
an Mi-28?
We'll see a fast mover come into the AO, but we won't hear them some of the time. Most of the time with me. I don't know about everybody else.
Okay, I will take a note of this to investigate on my end and testing server end because I have not experienced this. But thank you for bringing it up again. Still don't know how to fucking boot people out of this.
Oh, you right click and click move to audience.
There it is at the top.
Yeah. Okay, so on that note, JP, if it's a Ka-52, they fire silent missiles. Somewhat, I don't know if that's intentional or it's just a mod bug, but it happens. And they can lock onto you from I think it's 6 clicks away, so have that in mind. The early warning is 2 clicks, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, Montag.
Hey guys, so I missed my question in the very beginning about the state of the server. I have this whole thing typed out just so I wouldn't lose it, and I will copy and paste it into the chat if you guys want, and you can read through it. But basically, my concern is the uniforms and stuff. I understand are easy fixes in the arsenal. We have other problems with the arsenal, like if you save a loadout with a extended antenna, it breaks your bag. I had to find that out on my own. Somebody else didn't tell me. But basically, any interaction with your gear, if you save your loadout, it's going to break whatever you interacted with. And things like that are relatively easy fixes in the Ace arsenal, as far as I know. But then things like Hot Topic Incendiary Grenades, I, for one, if there would have been a vote called, would have said yes, remove them. Because being able to one-hit a tank with it seems a little bit unfun and counterintuitive, even though you have to get close to a tank. But it felt really punishing to the player base, at least from the people that I've talked to about it. Basically, we pushed across the map and we immediately lost our ability to handle armor, to the point that 1-4 has to be on point, like perfect with their application, or basically all of the infantry squads are fucked. And I just want to know, in regards to how you handled taking out the incendiary grenades, if that's going to be a thing in the future where you don't have a fix in place ready to roll out before you start taking things away.
Yep. Is that our question? Is that it?
That's my question, yeah.
I'm gonna move you down. So yeah, the reason, and I saw someone talk about this in the stage channel, it apparently takes skill to use an incendiary. Debatable on that note. And I can guarantee that, throwing an incendiary grenade into an armored vehicle and disabling it is not intended by any means. So it's something. Okay, so here's the thing. Whenever something works, there's a difference between, using it properly and abusing it and just getting the meta out of the thing. So our primary task, or one of our primary tasks as admins, is to balance things so there's not a constant meta. If you ever play squad, it's a stupid example, but if you ever play squad, there's like a stupid ass meta with tool launchers, and they don't fix it. And yeah, it's fun for the people using it. It's fun, having this whole tool launcher fire bases. But it's not intended. And what we're trying to do here is to have a proper, milsim/light experience that actually makes sense for the people. And throwing an incendiary grenade, yeah, really didn't make sense at all. We know it's been punishing for some people. We gave you more AT as it is. We're trying to also find some ways to balance out armor too. At the moment, there's a lot of Tiger spam. So it's just been a constant flux of working to try to make Liberation better. So in regards to if, whenever we remove that, we have something already in mind to fix it or replace it. Sometimes the things we remove are not meant to be replaced. They're just meant to be removed, if that makes sense to you. In this particular scenario, we weren't thinking about replacing it with something, but we decided to give you more AT on that note. Dolphus. Dolphus. Okay. JP. Again.
I know you guys get tired of hearing my voice, but as far as like more AT, is that just more AT for the AT squad, or is there a way we could possibly replace the useless law that everybody has to tote like 6 around with maybe an AT4 or something like that, so that at least if you're in an infantry squad and you're in town while 1-4 is on a SBF position, you'll be able to handle the tanks. Because honestly, I mean, 1-4 is useless when they're sitting on an SBF on this map with it on a tree covered town.
Okay. For the more, okay, how was that Polio?
So the reason that the law is the only arsenal launcher is because other when the server was being balanced, right? Karma was playing it a lot, and he saw full squads with Maz. Everybody had a Maz, right? So he removed the Maz from the arsenal. And then he saw everybody in the squad with an AT4. And he removed AT4s from the arsenal. And then we put in the static AT crate that refreshes every 1 hour. And I personally feel like that's reasonable because the law still does things if you don't shoot a gas with them. Like, gases do not need to be spammed with any kind of explosive ordnance once the gunner is dead. You don't need to blow up every vehicle. So, number one, don't waste your AT that we give you. And the other thing is, throughout the course, the 6-hour restart, you have the ability, the server has the ability to get like, what is it? 60 AT4s from the platoon leader. If 10 AT4s per hour is like not enough, and this is for every platoon leader as well. So if you combine that, you get like 180 AT4s throughout the entire 6-hour restart of the server. So the assets are there. You just have to use them effectively, and you have to coordinate with teamwork, and you have to know how to get it. And I mean, I made the resupply document that explains this. Either way, I'm adding 5 AT4 high penetrations to each platoon leader crate. So they will have 5 more AT4s of a higher, penetrative ability in these crates. So I don't know if you guys like, there's going to be like 240 plus AT4s throughout the entire restart cycle of the server. If that's not enough for you, get good or actually take them out of the box.
Yeah,
And
there's
that's all I
been
gotta say.
sometimes. Okay, so we watch the gameplay, guys. We're just watching you from SIS. And there's been times where you forget your AT crates, and they're just laying on the ground. No one's using them, and they actually have AT on them. I don't know. It's been countless times where I've watched, crates just being left over with AT still inside of them, either at base or in the field. So yeah, we're trying to give you tools, but we're not just gonna make it everything easy for you. Like, we're just gonna try to give you as much tools as we can. And you guys will have to make do for it. Next member, Frosty.
Hello.
No.
So I just want to say that I'm new on this server. So I'm just here to say a little hello to everyone. So yeah, that's it.
All right. Alphas.
Sorry, mic check.
Yep.
Sorry, I didn't know I had to click the thing. Question: is it possible to somehow give the AI like a retreat behavior or retreat criteria? That'd be kind of cool if it was like you take a town and then AI only has like 30% of their guys left, and we watch them file out of town.
Okay. At the moment, and I think that's a liberation feature. If there's people, and if you're capturing a town and there's still AI, there's a chance that they will surrender. But as far as we're concerned, they will never retreat. I don't know if it's possible for us. That will be a bad thing. But yeah, if you can make a suggestion about it, that'll be great. it'll be easier for us to track it. So again, the suggestions channel is there. Use it. It works. We read those really. Buster.
Hey, I don't know if this is in the current state of conversation that we're having right now, but what is the point? Why can't 6-6 go into the field?
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna address that real quick. So it all comes down from one time when a command element died on the field, and basically every leadership below the command element was getting just real lost because command was not able to operate. So the decision that Karma himself took was to force every command element, and I heard this in the morning. Company senior medic is also supposed to be at base. Every single 6 member is supposed to be at base. If we ever catch you not being at base, there will probably be consequences. Yes, it's something that, you know, some people may not agree with. However, it's something that has a background history that has been proven to be true. So I'm just gonna make an example. If you're 6-6, and you're on the field, and by any chance you get attacked, then there's no command structure because it just breaks. Yeah, so you will have 3 platoon leaders trying to take charge of trying to take control of everything, but there won't really be decisions being taken. So on that note, if you stay at the FOB, there's less chances that you'll actually, you know, go unconscious or receive an attack. If there is an attack, the FOB is prepared to just defend itself. There's AA emplacements, there's AT emplacements. You know, there's really always people in the FOB, so you can pretty much defend yourself there. Not quite the similar thing if you're on the field at 6-6 or 6-7, 6-8. Is there any other question as of now? Sergeant White.
Hey guys, I don't know if it was brought up earlier. Any chance we can get more weapons that we can use out of the Ace Arsenal besides just what's already in there, besides M4s, HK16s, and SCARs? Anything like M14s, anything other variants that come with RH?
Okay. Nope. For the time being, it'll only be rifles like the SR16, the HK416, M4s, blah 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 blah. That also comes directly from Karma, and we actually agree completely on that decision. If we give you tools, people would most likely abuse them. So for now, we're gonna reintroduce, as I said before, marksman rifles in a limited quantity. So that's, for now, that's as best as it's gonna get. Maybe we'll add more M4 variants or more SCAR variants. But that's not something that it's in the scope of development right now. B-Car.
Hey guys. I saw this. I saw there was the air stuff was getting mentioned earlier. I was wondering if we, instead of like maybe adding more ground to air assets, maybe adding like cap or something like that, and adding a specific fighter that would scramble for air assets or something like cap or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We're talking about it, Ryan and I, and some of the people in the admin team. Probably real slight chances is that we will introduce some type of cap to deal with that. It's not something that I can assure you it's gonna happen, but we're looking into it. And if it comes to the thing, then it will be added to the server. All right. Is there any more questions, or can we?
I'm just gonna quickly, because this NVG and sites conversation is going on. I just want to clarify it because I don't feel like typing. Our current only option for night vision sight or night vision use with sights. So this is like a feature from vanilla Arma, right? You can put your nods down and you can scope in. Everything's fine. It just works. You can use it with a 24 times scope if you would like to. Our options that we have right now are either disable NVGs with all optics, all sights of every kind, or enable it for all sights. We don't want to do this. If we could granularly select to only enable NVG use with holographic sights, it would already be done. So if you happen to know how to fix this, let us know and we will implement it right now.
Well, just
Oh,
to
thank you.
elaborate, Ryan,
Yeah.
on that conversation because I was part of that. I would like to go back over why we couldn't have something like that one ACOG with the NVG. I understand that's not a standard issue, but wouldn't that be more of a compromise then? Because it's a single optic that does it, and it's only got limited use. It's not like it's like a high magnification optic. It's a regular 4 times. It's just able to use at night. Like, would that be a good compromise then? Because as of right now, unless people are just popping flares like crazy and getting seen by the enemy, you're not gonna be able to fight at night. Like, that's one of the major issues right now. You can't aim.
I understand, and maybe we can add it back in because, I mean, why the fuck not? Sure. While we look into the NVG thing, sure, everybody can have the ridiculous fucking night sight ACOG bullshit. Anyways, that was the NVG problem. Our current option is binary. It's all sites or no sites. If you figure out how to fix it, then let us know.
All right, Kyle. Kyle once. Kyle twice. Kyle, okay. Kyle, please ask your question in stage chat and someone will answer it. If there are no more questions, that will be pretty much everything for our, I think this is our fourth or third state of the server meeting. So once again, I'm not sure if the VOD is gonna be on Johnny's channel, but if it is, I'll link it somewhere so you guys can see it. Remember, we are opening the tools forum. I'm also gonna find somewhere to put that. And remember too, if you haven't yet, vote for your faction for the next map. I'm gonna answer this last question from Corleo, and then that's gonna be pretty much it for the state of the server.
I'm just gonna ask about the mod vote that we had for the next Liberation wipe, mainly about the what's it called? Like if we choose UK, is it gonna mainly mainly the air? Like, is it gonna be Harriers or F-35s? And if it's
we still haven't looked at that yet. We're still picking the actual faction we're gonna go with. But if I had to guess, it would probably be Paris. It will be the other one, yeah. All right. Oh, sorry, I cut you off. Okay. Anyway, that'll be pretty much it. Thank you all for assisting today, for listening. I don't know if you have something to say, Ryan.
Hold on. Can we get this Kyle guy in so he can... Kyle, you want to raise your hand again?
Where are you, buddy? Oh, he left. Oh, no, he's here.
Oh, did he?
No, it's...
Can we just move him?
No. Oh.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
My biggest thing is trenches right now. Just because if we can just lower the build time when it's like two or more people, I think that would help out a lot more rather than like decreasing all the times as like a single person. It's just because always get caught in the middle of like open ground now with all these fields, and then trees. It's just way too hard to see through.
All right, so the buddy building. Anything else?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, that's it.
All right, thank you. So I looked into the buddy building, and as far as I can see from my options within the add-on options, there is actually nothing I can change about buddy building. The only things I can change are the times per trench, decay, decay timer, and then the actual decay time of the trench. So unless somebody looks into the code and tries to find the buddy build multiplier, I have nothing I can do.
All right. Well, with that being said, once again, that'll be it for our stage of the server meeting. If you have any more questions you for some reason didn't ask in this meeting, feel free to send them into my DMs and I'll actually answer to you eventually. Anyway, thank you all pretty much for coming by. Liberation server is up. Make sure to go play, contribute to the progress. Again, thank you everyone who came. See you around the server. See you later.